The papal bloodlines of the Jesuits, wealthier and more powerful than the Illuminati. This is the Mythos Mafia, the papal bloodlines of the Jesuits. The real families, from behind the scenes, control the world through religion, finance, property, land, and through control and manipulation of the markets of the world. This collated information from what is readily available on the internet and other sources should be read in conjunction with additional information written about the subject, which helps to clarify a few of the points covered that may otherwise be misinterpreted and misconstrued. The personages often imagined to be at the top are actually the second level of the human power hierarchy. Yes, the Rothschilds control massive amounts of wealth, but whose wealth is far greater than their own. It would make sense that some of these power structures date back to the height of the Roman Empire, the founding of the Catholic Church, and perhaps back into antiquity, and have moved pawns, kings and queens behind the scenes for at least a few millennia. The main family names are Orsini, Breakspear, Aldobrandini, Farnese, Somaglia. All controlled through the Jesuit order and their Knights of Malta and Teutonic Knights, all based in missile-protected Borgo Santo Spirito in Rome. Pepe Orsini, Italy. Henry Breakspear, Macau, China. This is the true power finally. This is the Guelph and the Ghibelline power over mankind. The Cecil family were controlled by the powerful Jesuit family known as the Pallavicini. Maria Camilla Pallavicini is far more powerful than Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen and Prince Philip are totally subordinate to the papal bloodline, the Breakspear family and their Jesuit UK HQ at 114 Mount Street. A study of who funded Elizabeth I with an astronomical amount of money to fight the Spanish shows that the funding entity was indeed the Pallavicini family bloodline. The most powerful man right now in the conspiracy over this world is a Roman by the name of Pepe Orsini of the powerful Roman papal bloodline. The Orsini are also known as Orso and the ancient Maximus family. There is no one more powerful than this figure, who is really the Grey Pope. The papal bloodlines are the secret shadow hierarchy of the Jesuit order, even behind the Black Pope touted at the number 1. These powerful bloodlines are the Breakspear, Somaglia, Orsini, Farnese, and Aldobrandini. You'll notice David Rothschild marrying into the Aldobrandini bloodline with the pretty Princess Olympia Aldobrandini. Olympia Borghese Aldobrandini, left, and Baron David Rothschild, right, at their wedding. Another real head of this is Henry Breakspear, who resides now in Macau in China. Many of the papal bloodline heads now live in Asia and India. What does that tell you? The Black Pope, Adolfo Nicholas, who had recently resigned, was brought forward for the position due to the Jesuits bringing about of Asia as the next power player of the agenda. Both this Black Pope and the White Pope aren't of papal bloodline, they are both commoners. These bloodlines constitute the most powerful families on the planet. The Grey Pope is the one in between the white and black, but unseen, yet controls the left and right hands of the RCC. Saturnalian Brotherhood, the 13 Jesuit, papal bloodlines. House of Baria. House of Breakspear. House of Somaglia. House of Orsini. House of Conti. House of Chagai. House of Colonna. House of Farnese, House of Medici. House of Guidini. House of Pamphili. House of Este. House of Aldobrandini. The following image is the coat of arms of these leading papal families. These Egyptian Ptolemaic dynasty rulers are in full control of the Company of Jesus, High Great Council of Ten, and the Black Pope. Note that these are not commonly seen names amongst conspiracy theory writers and chroniclers of secret societies and powerful bloodline histories. This is some good info on the Black Pope, superior Jesuit general, speaks at Loyola Military Fortress University in his unratified 14th Amendment. Little Rome, D.C. United States Corporation. A corporation under International Maritime Admiralty Law, Uniform Commercial Code, based upon Vatican canon law and perfected by the Roman Empire. He lies about his power. He's over the Pope as of 1814. He only serves and works with the shadow Jesuits, being the papal bloodline: Orsinis, Breakspears, Aldobrandinis, Farneses, Samalges. Adolfo is not of papal bloodline as some black popes have been. This is one of the most powerful men today, as he represents three very powerful papal bloodlines. The next in power beneath the Jesuits is the Bourbon, King Juan Carlos of Spain. The Roman monarch of the world, the King of Jerusalem and small military navigator. This is the true world's power system right now. Adolfo serves as a military general protecting the Zoroastrianism and Mithraism mystery schools. The Jesuits were created by the papal bloodline Farnese during the reign of Farnese Pope Paul III. Loyola was commissioned by Alessandro Cardinal Farnese. The Jesuit general is referred to as the Black Pope at the Vatican because he always dresses in black. The Jesuits were officially founded in 1540 by Farnese Pope Paul III. Ignatius Loyola became their first general. Don Francis Borgia was the great-grandson of Pope Alexander VI, and co-founder of the Jesuits. On his mother's side he was descended from King Ferdinand of Aragon. The Spanish control the Vatican through the Jesuits. For the past 500 years, the Spanish Inquisition has controlled the Vatican by means of the Jesuits. All the Jesuits answer to their general in Rome, and he in turn is content to run the show from behind the scenes, without any publicity or public acclaim, so as not to arouse the age-old Italian hostility to the Spanish. The Black Pope is allegedly, to some, the president of the world, but I doubt this. He is a part of the Arcana Arcanorum controlled by the papal bloodlines within the Aimori. These bloodlines are the omega point of control. These are the Farnese, Orsini, Aldobrandini, Somaglia, and Breakspear. Their war room command center is within the Borgo Santo Spirito, which is missile protected. Henry Breakspear and Pepe Orsini are in high control. Jesuit assistancy soldier, James Grummer S.J. controls the United States Corporation. The next confrontation should be within either Georgetown Military Fortress University in the U.S. or 114 Mount Street in Westminster, London. Both control each corporation, U.S. and U.K. It's about time the real enemy, Rome, was confronted, not their little nobody Hofjuden Sabbats and Frankist Talmudist slaves like Rothschild. It is time for a second real reformation to come forth and defeat this set of papal bloodlines. Adolfo, however, is not of the papal bloodline. He is a commoner, just like the current pope. All of the above mentioned are part of what is referred to as the black nobility. The black nobility were the oligarchic families of Venice and Genoa, Italy, who in the 12th century held the privileged trading rights, monopolies. The Fonto is the collective financial interest of a family of the landed aristocracy, or a family of the rentier financier aristocracy. The Fonto functions as a private bank, or a syndicate of several fondi may combine forces to create a jointly controlled private bank or insurance company. The characteristic activities of the fondi involve generating income from speculation on gains from the manipulation of commodity prices, through monopolies, over some portion of trade in a commodity, including raw materials and their means of transportation. Syndicates of fondi greatly increase their power over society by financing the debt of government. If they are able to establish a relative monopoly of lendable currency, bullion or credit, the syndicate can dictate key policies of governments, including the appointments of government ministries. Thus they control policies on tariffs, taxation, public works, land concessions, special monopolies, and so on. The black nobility were the oligarchic families of Venice and Genoa, Italy, who in the 12th century held the privileged trading rights, monopolies. The first of three crusades, from 1063 to 1123, established the power of the Venetian black nobility and solidified the power of the wealthy ruling class. The black nobility aristocracy achieved complete control over Venice in 1171, when the appointment of the Doge was transferred to what was known as the Great Council, which consisted of members of the commercial aristocracy, among them the infamous de' Medici family. Venice has remained in their hands ever since, but the power and influence of the Venetian black nobility extends far beyond its borders, and today it is felt in every corner of the globe. Don't forget, our modern banking system originated in Italy. In 1204 the oligarchic family parceled out feudal enclaves to their members, and from this epoch dates the great building up of power and pressure until the government became a closed corporation. Don't we know this from somewhere? Of the leading black nobility families. The black nobility earned its title through dirty tricks, so when the population revolted against the monopolies in government, as anywhere else, aren't we, the leaders of the uprising were quickly seized and brutally hanged. The black nobility uses secret assassinations, murder, blackmail, the bankrupting of opposing citizens or companies, kidnapping, rape and so on. Hence their name. Who are these families today? There are the House of Bernadotte. Sweden, House of Bourbon. France, House of Braganza. Portugal, House of Grimaldi. Monaco, House of Guelph. Britain, the most important one, House of Habsburg. Austria, House of Hanover. Germany, the second most important one, House of Hohenzollern. Germany, House of Karađorđević. Yugoslavia, former, House of Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein, House of Nassau. Luxembourg, House of Oldenburg. Denmark, House of Orange. Netherlands, House of Savoy. Italy, House of Wettin. Belgium, House of Wittelsbach. Germany, House of Württemberg. Germany, House of Zogu. Albania. All the families you will find on the Windsor family tree. All the families listed are connected with the House of Guelph, one of the original black nobility families of Venice, from which the House of Windsor and thus the present Queen of England, Elizabeth II, descends. The Guelphs are so intertwined with the German aristocracy through the House of Hanover that it would take several pages to mention all their connections. Almost, European royal houses originate from the House of Hanover and thus from the House of Guelph, the black nobility. An example, the Hanoverian British King George I came from the Duchy of Lüneburg, a part of northern Germany, which had been governed by the Guelph family since the 12th century. Today, the Guelphs, the Windsors, rule by dominating the raw materials market, and for years they have fixed the price of gold, a commodity they neither produce nor own. The House of Windsor also controls the price of copper, zinc, lead and tin. It is no accident that the principal commodity exchanges are located in London, England. Companies run by black nobility families are British Petroleum, Oppenheimer, Lonrho, Philbro and many more. Another black nobility family are the Grosvenors in England. For centuries this family lived, as most of the European families, on ground rent. Today the family owns at least 300 acres of land in the center of London. The land is never sold, but leased on a 39-year leasehold agreement, the ground rent of the Middle Ages. Grosvenor Square, in which the American Embassy is located, belongs to the Grosvenor family, as does Eaton Square. In Eaton Square apartments are rented out at £25,000 to £75,000 a month, and that does not include maintenance costs. This is to give you an idea of the immense wealth the black nobility families garner from ground rents, and why families like the Windsors are not at all interested in industrial progress along with the excess population it supports. This is the main reason why these noble families are behind most, if not all, of the wrong-headed pro-environmental movements of the world that ultimately and covertly, of course, aim to curb population growth. Prince Philip and Prince Charles are the most visible symbols of these movements, and both have often spoken with the utmost callousness about the need to rid the world of unwanted people. More recently, Prince William argued for urgent depopulation efforts in Africa. The black nobility are the founders of the secret society of our day from which all the others that are connected to and originated from, the Committee of 300, the Club of Rome, the CFR, the RIA, the Bilderbergers, the Round Table. All originate from the Committee of 300 and therefore from the European black nobility families. Among the top families are the Montefiores, financial servants of the Genoese nobility since the 1200s. The Goldsmiths and Macadas, leading bullion merchants for the British royal family since the 1600s. The Oppenheimers, controllers of a large proportion of the diamond and gold mining in South Africa. The Sassoons, agents of the British Crown in India in the 1700s devoting themselves to opium production. The banking families of Warburg, Schiff, Meyer, Loeb, Radziwill, de Menil, Spadafora, Schroeder, von Thurn Taxis, von Fink, Wittelsbach, Lambert, Hambro, Luzzatto, Orsini, Wheel, and countless others hiding behind the curtain of interlocking banking directorates, holding companies, offshore banking empires, and free port concessions, all camouflaged out of public view. Nearly all of these rich, powerful, families directly collaborated with Central European fascism and manned the dummy governments of Hitler and Mussolini. After World War II, they went to work for Soviet or Anglo-American intelligence, sometimes for both. All of them play an active role today in the drug, political dirty tricks, destabilization, and assassination operations of the various international mafias. Akira Manga, January 26, 2015, 13:01, Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. In the spotlight, they aren't smile emoticons. House of Baria. House of Breakspear. House of Somaglia. House of Orsini. House of Conti. House of Chegai. House of Colonna. House of Farnese. House of Medici. House of Ghibini. House of Pamphili. House of Este. House of Aldobrandini. The likes of the Rockefeller are way down the ladder in terms of real power. The House of Braganza is possibly one of the wealthiest. These are the people that have control of all the natural minerals in the world. The mass of people on YouTube saying that the Rothschilds have $400 trillion, without even looking deeper into the subject, are uninformed. Having the power to print money is not where the real power lies, controlling the available resources is. It's like I always say, do you think Bill Gates, Warren Buffett and Carlos Slim and the likes, supposedly the wealthiest people in the world, have more wealth than the people who allowed them to amass the fortunes they have? They are legal personalities subject to government, not the power behind it. Just as an example of the wealth these folks have, according to Oxfam, it would take Carlos Slim 220 years to spend all his money if he spent it at a rate of $1 million per day.